So another early 90s, 1992's The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
So good,
I mean, yeah.
It's Muppets, and the music is great, and it's Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. Michael Caine is a fantastic Ebenezer Scrooge.
He is amazing, like really moving. I mean, you wouldn't think that A Muppet Christmas Carol would be as moving as this movie is. I've cried watching this movie.
It is fantastic.
He's amazing, yeah.
He might be the only Scrooge I actually sign on for, outside of my other personal favorite, Scrooged.
Scrooge starring Bill Murray is fantastic.
That is on my list of I will play that. I will find that and just play that back sometime in the week of or between Christmas and New Year's to still kind of, there's a party I'm going to. I'm over it. Let me put that on. I'm into it again. I'm actually Michael Caine, figure it out. All those other guys are like, you rich old bastard. One day. No.
What I didn't realize, directed by the son of Jim Henson, Brian Henson. And so he's obviously been working in that world. He was part of that world forever. I also didn't know Frank Oz. I didn't realize, obviously, voices and puppets, Yoda, but he's also directed things, and the music person he worked with is the one who scored this, Miles Goodman. So I was excited to learn that.
Well, and Frank Oz obviously does Miss Piggy's voice, doesn't he?
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't go into...
I think we need to make sure that we say that.
I feel like he's a famous part of the Muppets, and so that's what the main thing I think about him only. Really.
Okay, so you were expanding on the base knowledge of doing Miss Piggy.
Yeah, he may not be the Wizard of Oz, but...
Okay.
There's a great documentary that you can watch now. It's Jim Henson, The Idea Man, and it really talks about the origin, and it's on Disney. And they do even address part of this because it's almost like a legacy. And I've seen Michael Caine talk about how it was one of the best parts he's ever played or experiences he had on set, which I mean, you are still dealing with humans, even though your eye line as an actor would be with the puppets. And it's like, then how are you emoting or exchanging those emotions with another, non-human being?
Right. You're looking at a Muppet, but then you're dealing with a person below them.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
It would be you would think it'd be challenging, but he does it so beautifully. They're just able to create those emotions through, turning of the head, pulling, Kermit with, when you get always the mouth goes back.
Yeah.
So
the artistry of the Muppets is quite amazing. I just want to call out the rats. How funny the rats are.
I mean, every part of it, but yes, they are fantastic.
And
I need to watch this again this
I know,
year.
I do too. I own a physical copy of it, so I'm safe. I can always watch it.
That is unimportant because the original copy that this family has owned is the VHS that
Big,
we still have.
puffy VHS cassette case, too. Not one of those
awesome.
slim boxes.
Nice.
You're
That's
keeping,
what you need.
you're keeping this forever. You're showing your grandchildren's grandchildren. Okay. This box is really good.
Yeah, the songs are so good. And I famously don't really like a musical, but
Yes, you don't love musicals, Catherine.
I don't.
That's it.
But they're really good.
It's because you do like musicals if they're good.
Well, maybe that's true. I do want to point out that obviously this is A Christmas Carol based on Charles Dickens' original story, A Christmas Carol. And A Wonderful Life is often said to be an offshoot of it. And I would say the biggest difference is, obviously, A Christmas Carol, he has one night where he's reminded of all the crappy things that he's done and then vows to change, right? Wakes up in the morning and is like, is it still Christmas? I'm going to be a whole new man, whatever, great.
Go get me a goose.
I know. So, and there's been tons of adaptations. And again, that is a trope that is used over and over with the flashbacks and, changing.
A Wonderful Life.
Changing the way. Yes, this is my point. So the difference between A Wonderful Life is they're showing all the beautiful things that he did that were right. And he's at a crisis point where he doesn't want to live anymore, which is very different than A Christmas Carol where he's done everything wrong and they're just trying to show him he should change because he has no intention of changing.
I feel like it's impossible for me not to combine these two things in this conversation right now. It's just Mr. Potter, but he ends up not buying the goose the next morning. He's like, never mind, I'm rich, I win. You are correct. My old, my now, and my future looks great. I'm in.
Right, but if you think of it as George Bailey is getting all these flashbacks, every single flashback is a selfless, beautiful thing that he's done, as opposed to if it was Mr. Potter or,
Scrooge.
It's all of the terrible things that he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Back to what I said, Charles Dickens' descendants. I mean, are they around? Are they still making dime off of this? There's so many versions of it. But John, I do want to go watch the Muppet one now. It's been too long.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I want to go watch it right now.
The Muppet Christmas Carol is on Disney.